microphone right there for you.
What media day is this for you?
13.
13?
Yep.
On a scale of like love and hate, you love them all, don't you?
all love. All love all the time.
Love media day.
Last year, a thing that stuck with me is you never got traded midseason. Now you had that experience now. What's something you wish that you knew when you got traded last year?
Man, I think what I wish I knew was how to pack up my home in a matter of like a week, and then have, 2 baby boys, be ready to move with me and my wife. Just ultimately being ready to move with my family. That's what I wish I knew. It's no guidebook when you get traded midseason, and I don't think a lot of the outside world or fans or even people that necessarily work within the industry know what it takes to like pick your stuff up and just go to a new team. So, but I could say that this organization has made it a lot easier.
You were talking about your kids. I guess it was yesterday, a few days ago, whenever it was, and my kids have been in a different state for a few days. And I was telling him, I was like, man, I miss my kids. How do you balance the kid family life and work life?
It almost feels like an impossible task, and I think all parents feel the same because we want to be in our kids' lives. We want to make sure we're there for all their first steps, all their first accomplishments, some of the things that they struggle with. You want to help them out. So, all that is in the back of my mind. It's always in my heart, but then there's the selfish me of just wanting to accomplish bigger goals and motivate myself and show an exemplary level of leadership for them so they can strive to be in better places than I've ever been. Yeah.
Mavs fans are like clamoring for the comment you said the other day about that you wish you would have spent your whole career here in Dallas. What about this team or what about this organization has been different than past or has been great for you or standing out?
Every organization is different in this league, and I've had the unique opportunity of playing for – this is my 4th team, and I didn't – write out my legacy or my history when I was 16 or 18 years old that I wanted to play for 4 different teams in the NBA. I really wanted to be rooted somewhere where I can grow. I could be around a lot of veteran players, and ultimately I can be embraced after my career. Of course, the fan base is important when you go to play for these teams, but when you have leadership in the executive roles and you have former players that are in GM positions or assistant GM positions or head coaches, it makes a big difference. I don't want to slight anybody who hasn't played the game, is coached on this level, but it makes a huge, huge difference. And it brings me peace of mind personally as a young player to now be under J. Kidd and Nico. And, I'm familiar with these guys, so obviously if they probably wouldn't have been in executive roles in 2011 and that team looked a lot different. But I was just saying in terms of the warm reception and just a player-first mentality that goes on here.
Yeah, you can't turn around without seeing a former Maverick. Rolando Blackman's over here. Jason Kidd's the head coach.
Yeah, man.
Dirk's still around.
Yeah, and you're just surrounded with all that knowledge, man. And so when you're going through the rigors of the season, sometimes it could get very pressure-filled. You hear the external noise. Everything's championship every single day. But then you have guys who have that experience that could give you that peace of mind, so it goes a long way.
You give generously, kind of in the shadows. Why?
What do you mean?
Like when you give, I feel like there's reports that come out. It's like, Kyrie gave to this cause, and it's like there's not any fanfare or like a big spotlight on it. Why is that important to you?
Well, it's been important to me since I can remember. I've grown up in a church. With my grandfather, he was a pastor of a church. My mother was huge in the community. My grandmother's huge in the community. And we just know how to make something out of nothing. I don't come from money. I never really experienced the luxury lifestyle. So for me coming into the NBA, it was literally, me appreciating all the sacrifices that my family had to put in for me to be there. I was a 19-year-old kid. They allowed me to grow and mature. And really dream big, man. Like, who wouldn't want to have a family that supports them? And then also having a great environment and community in which I grew up in Jersey where they kept it real with me, man. They kept it real with me. Of course, they're haters and stuff like that, but I'm talking about the brutal honesty. Like, they would let you know, you're not anything until you get to that main stage. So that's what I was striving every day in the gym. College mattered, going to Duke, but getting to the NBA was the ultimate goal. And just wanted to look back and say I did it my way.
What's it like to guard Luka?
I mean, I feel like I'm one of the guys that guards him the best. It's probably why I'm on the team. No, I'm joking.
Everybody's been saying
he gave me 30. He gave me 39.
Everybody's been saying you want to be a 4. You think yourself a power forward.
Hey, man, I hope that catch wins. I hope that catch legs. But I love messing around with the fans, man. I love messing around with the basketball community whenever I say I'm a 4, man, because I feel like it's one of the easiest roles to play, and that's just me speaking. All you have to do is rebound. You could trail.
You got Grant coming up next. We'll tell
Please tell him it's the easiest role to play. You can just be loud the whole entire time. You can shoot threes. You can post up. You can rebound. You don't have to pass if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like Dirk's a 4. You can think about some of the best 4s in the league in league history. They've gotten that freedom, but for me, it's just about having fun with the game, and I love to do the other intangibles that I don't get credit for, man. I love just getting blocks and getting rebounds and just being a complete player.
We have some rapid fire ones here at the end. Give us a good Jason Kidd impersonation.
Okay.
Richaun Holmes just killed it.
He probably did an excellent one. Yeah. I think I could probably give you a story better than I could probably give you the actual. We'll take it. Yeah, no, he is like, if you don't speak when he comes into the room, he's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And nobody says anything. "Hey, how you guys doing?" And he just looks around like, "Oh, so nobody's freaking speaking today? Like, what's going on?" Like, you know what I mean? And I think that honesty of just wanting to connect and engage, not every coach has that. And he's a former player, so he knows what we're thinking at times where he's like, "Bro, just speak up. Like, I played this game at a very high level. Just speak up and be you." And when he kind of goes from aggressive to peaceful, I appreciate that,
What's something that you learned about Luka last year that you didn't know?
Man, what's one thing I learned about Luka?
Could be about him on the court, him as a person. A lot of people have been saying he's really funny, like always has a joke.
Yeah, he is funny, especially when he gets into his bag. He's really funny. I would say his resilience. Yeah, he was playing through injury all last year after he got hurt, and he really wants to win for Dallas, and he really wants to be successful. So you got to really commend a young player like that that's come in with a good head on his shoulders and just wants to dominate, and then also be selfless in his approach and still learn the game from other people that have experience.
Last one. Turn the tables on us. Do you have a question for Mavs media, us or Mavs media in general?
Yeah. Explain to me how MFFL is.
They just asked Dante.
Is a community or is a large grouping of people that exist all around the world that.
It's just kind of like if you were carrying like a card in your like wallet to show that you're a Mavs fan. It would be like, "I'm an MFFL. I'm a Mavs fan for life."
Yeah.
That's the best way I can really describe it.
Are there cards out there like that?
I don't think so. No, I'm just saying, like, if
we should print, we should print them.
They could be. I don't know. They could be. But that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes,
man, thank you. Nice meeting you.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks, guys.
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
How you guys doing? Doing well? You guys?
Name's Isaac.
I watch you guys on Twitter, so.
Oh, let's go.
My friend watches you guys a ton.
Oh, we had to close out the contacts app here. All right. Grant, what media day is this for you?
Media day number 5, actually.
5?
Yeah.
Scale of like love and hate media day. Where are you at?
Starting to get towards the end, so starting to love it a lot more. But even then, like, media day has always been fun. I try to have fun with it. It's it's one day of the year you really get a chance to connect with everyone. So you try your best to establish those relationships and let people know that we're thankful for you guys as much as you guys are, having to do your job every single day. We got to tell you guys thank you every now and again.
All right. Well, you're the first one to tell us thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
first one ever in years.
I just love being here. Kyrie yesterday said that he's ready to see you in a bigger role. He was part of your recruiting you to come here. What does that mean coming from Kyrie, and what bigger role do you think is?
Yeah, it's super special, honestly. Kai has been phenomenal, and just the communication with me, not only coming to the team, but while I'm on the team. And he's asking me to be a good leader, a person that people can rely on and look to, not only for on and off the floor. And I'm just excited for maybe, more offensive opportunity, as well as, continue to lead a defense. I had to step up. There's no, body behind you to try and push you. You have to be that leader and that voice. So I'm excited to be that.
He also said the 4 is the easiest position, and he thinks himself as a 4 and thinks that he's like anybody can play that in the NBA.
Listen, 4 might be one of the most difficult to guard if there's a talented 4, but the easiest position to play on the offensive end is what I'll say, because you are able to be involved. You don't necessarily have to handle, but you can handle. But you don't have to necessarily shoot, but you can shoot. So it's like you kind of can get – it's the most versatile position in the league is what I'll say. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of ass. You have to guard point guards. You're going to have to guard centers. So figuring that out, I tell Kyrie, try to do the same. If you can guard Jonas Valanciunas, let me know.
What's the next level of your game?
I feel like the next level of my game is just continue to expand. Offensively, the shooting is there. Defensively, I've guarded some of the best players in the league at a high rate. So just continue to expand, whether it's, utilizing screens, be able to make shots off of that, being able to, be able to create a look if you need it. But honestly, most times you're going to be in a position where you're going to be closeouts and opportunities and deal with that. So making sure you make the right read every time and make sure you have the best optimal shot every possession. And then really just continue to expand on both sides of the basketball. Honestly, it's really being able to negotiate and navigate screens. That's my biggest thing for this upcoming year, is being able to guard a guy like Darius Garland, but when screens are coming, not just in isolation, because I'm a great isolation defender, but I'm trying to be better in the pick and roll. And also off ball, chasing guys off screens, not getting fouls, being mindful of how to squeeze through or get behind this guy to be able to contest. And something that Derrick White was really elite at that I necessarily wasn't. So that's my expansion. I feel like there's still a lot more to go. I always think like, oh, wow, like you're only 24 years old. You probably have a lot more to grow, but you just got to make sure you work hard enough to do it.
Yeah, you establish yourself by doing certain things in the NBA, and now it's take it to the next level by adding the rest of that.
Absolutely.
Marcus Smart one time said, I'm not going to lie, Grant's so annoying. It's hilarious. Love you, though. Luka the other day said, Grant talks sometimes too much. What is that? I think this team needs somebody like that. What is your mentality, or why do you talk so much, basically?
It's just my personality, I feel like. It's one of those things I say, be authentically yourself. And I encourage everyone to be that, because it allows you to really feel comfortable and feel like you're valued for who you are. And I try and tell people first day I meet them, I'm like, either you're going to hate me from the start or you'll love me from the start. If you hate me from the start, you'll come around. Eventually, you'll just be like, that's just Grant. You may be annoyed by me, but you won't hate me. But I always say it's going to be some type of, I'm always going to be there for you. Like, even with the annoyance, even if I'm pissing you off every now and again, one day or two, that I have your back on and off the floor, whatever you may need. And that's how I try and tell every one of my teammates and people in my life, is that I'm always going to be there for them no matter what situation I'm in.
Luka's going to need you this year to stand in the way of Tex. That's what Luka's going to need.
Hey, he might stand away my way every now and again. Definitely.
Just go over and get that tech for him real quick.
I'll make sure he's taken care of one way or the other.
What's it like to guard Luka?
He's special, man. Some things piss you off just because of how the tough shots that he makes, and like stuff that looks so slow that you feel like you're in place for, and he just makes a shot. But it's so special watching him play, because he creates opportunities for others. He puts the ball on the money every time he passes it. And it's really impressive, just because, you wonder how he got to be that successful. Because, he works hard. And to be able to just, naturally be able to come off a screen, and you can't play him in certain coverages because he just dissects them. And to be confident enough to have the handle where it's not super quick, but guess what? No one's taking it from him. That stuff is, really, really impressive to me to watch.
Who's the best shooter on this team?
Argument. We'll see. That's a real big argument. So
most people come in and have said themselves. Markieff said himself. Hardy said himself.
Listen, those two guys aren't even in the competition. Listen,
a lot of Seth Curry love.
Respectfully, it's got to be between Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway, myself, and those are really the top three. And then Kyrie. Those are the top four.
Can you give it?
Luka claims he is, but Luka's so inconsistent. Let him go. I said, outside of that, those four, you actually have to sweat. If you miss a shot in a spot, you're probably gonna lose it. So, I would say Seth. Honestly, if I'm gonna be transparent, Seth, then me, then Tim, because I think that Tim is similar to Luka. He can be streaky, but when he gets hot, it's very bad for you. Versus when next thing you know, if you're missing a couple, he's pissed. Let's just say I'm pretty even keel, so I'll be good.
Give us a good Jason Kidd impersonation.
All right, y'all, man. We're going to get to practice and just, are we good? I need to hear from you guys. Yes, all right. I need to know to be able to talk to you guys. When I ask you something, you got to respond, so I know what was going on. All right, guys, Grant, the other day, he told me he came up to the basket and he said he could dunk. He caught 3 lobs in the other basket. And then he comes to their basket and we're going to play the clip. And this is what happens.
Play the clip.
We've heard about this, about him playing a
This
clip
is
of
what
you missing
happens,
a dunk. So,
this is a dunk, and it's okay because Grant was super excited. We got to be able to laugh at ourselves, right, Grant? We got to be able to laugh at ourselves. It's like, yes, Coach. Yes, and if we can laugh at ourselves, we can laugh with each other. It's never personal. Don't take it personally. We're going to get each other better. And it's just like very calm, very like soft demeanor, but also to the point.
Everybody has said you can tell
me.
Respond to me.
Respond. I need to hear from you guys.
Okay, can I ask you 2 riddles? All right. Riddle. A cowboy rode into town on Friday. He stayed in town for 3 days and rode out on Friday. How is that possible?
The horse's name is Friday.
Dang it. Second one. How good are you at math and angles?
I'm terrible at geometry.
Okay. A rooster lays an egg on top of the AAC. The roof is at 48% angle. The wind is blowing east at 12 miles per hour. What side does the egg roll off of?
Wait, whatever the 48% angle is, right? So, wait, say the question again.
A rooster lays an egg on top of the AAC. The roof is at 48% angle. The wind is blowing east at 12 miles per hour. What side does the egg roll off of?
The wind shouldn't matter.
Roosters don't lay eggs. Hens do.
I overthought it. Hens do.
I thought you were going to miss them both.
Oh, no. I make them both typically, but like you said, it didn't happen.
He told me this whole story on the way here. He's like, I'm gonna do these riddles. I'm like, he's gonna get one of them. He's going to get one of them. And
at least I made one this time.
He didn't even blink that first one. He had that one.
All right, last one. Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl?
Absolutely not.
Who is?
Oh, listen, it may not win a playoff game. I respect the defense because, my guys are on the defense. Micah, DeMarcus, all those guys are great people.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm an Eagles fan. So let me just say, they're not best team in the NFC East. And then think about it, NFC might be between us and then the 49ers. I don't see all the Cowboys make it through. They might lose. The Vikings might come back and end up making the playoffs and beat the Cowboys. That's how it season might go.
Yeah.
Lively did the EAGLS.
chant. Hey, I'll do the same. But listen,
he did the whole chant.
That's a young man. Fly Eagles fly, baby. Fly Eagles fly.
All right, man. We appreciate you.
Oh,
thank you.
One more.
Oh yeah, one more.
Do you have a question for us or for Mavs media in general? We've been asking everybody.
Ooh, the biggest question: if you were to create your perfect starting 5 of the Mavs, I would love to know that. You can do it on the next.
On the team right now.
They're on the team right now. Do it on the next pod so I can watch it.
Okay, you have to come back and be a guest on the pod, and then we can talk about all-time starting 5.
Because I can't give away information, so it has to be the following pod that we respond to it.
Okay, all right, we'll do it.
All right, guys.
We got you. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, man, really excited that you're in Dallas.
Excited to be here.
Josh Green, you're back for another year. Reggie's gone, so it feels like you naturally kind of step into this. I'm going to be the guy defending other point guards. Do you prepare differently for that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, same goal every single year is just going in and just playing as hard as I can. But I honestly, even though, some games I wouldn't be defending, the main primary point guard or shooting guard, whatever it is, I'm still preparing for the game as if I am. So I think it's going to be, the same as, last year and just having the same approach. But, I'm ready. I'm excited. And it's just part of the game that I enjoy being competitive.
This summer with FIBA, your Australian national coach had a lot of really great things to say about your defense, your point of attack defense. He compared you to Matthew Dellavedova, which is probably a big honor for an Australian. What's that mean to you, and what do you take from that experience this summer?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot, but I think anytime I can play for the Australian team and just be a part of it is great. And, yeah, I mean, I did hear what he said about, the whole Delhi thing. But at the end of the day, man, Delhi is, he's an amazing player, and he has been a great guy. He's been a great mentor for me and the rest of the young Australian guys coming up. And he's been killing it right now in the NBL, so it's been really cool to see. But, at the end of the day, I think, part of our whole thing on the Australian team is making sure that we do play hard and we play with intensity, and I think, that helps me out a lot.
He went to the hospital after a game one time. Does he ever tell you about that story, or, can you imagine that circumstance happening where you play so hard that you go to the hospital?
I didn't hear that, but that would never
after
go
a finals game. He was guarding
really?
Steph so hard that they had to take him to the hospital.
That doesn't surprise me, man. That doesn't surprise me. But I love it, man. Whenever I see somebody walking like that, it just makes me motivated to work harder. So it's always really cool to see that.
Watching your shot this summer, it feels like your shot right now is so fluid, so confident. What have you done to it to where it looks the way it does now?
I think, repetition. I think at the end of the day, it's making sure that I'm doing the same thing. Like last year, it was a big focus on just making sure I made the shot, making sure that I was able to make a three. But this summer was more like, putting myself in situations where there's, limited shot clock left and making sure I'm able to get, the shot off. And for me, it's like I need to be able to make, 5 in a row, and go on and go on. For me to have the same shot every time. So that's been a big emphasis, and just staying in my shot. And yeah, I just say just being confident with it too.
What's it like to catch a pass from Luka when maybe you're not expecting it, or as a shooter, like is a Luka pass different than, a pass from like anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a little bit to get used to it. And sometimes I remember my rookie year, like I might as well just hit me in the head. I had no idea where they were coming from. But the more you're around it and you see it, it's like it's unbelievable. There's some of the passes he makes.
What went wrong last year as a team?
I think it's honestly I think we couldn't really just find our stride where we just started going on a 5-game win streak, 6-game win streak, and I think we were just trying to find it out. I think I think it's going to be a big difference, though, this year. I already feel a huge difference going into training camp. Everyone seems confident and ready to go, and I'm super excited for that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things, every single team, it's not always going to be good. It's not always, everything's not going to go our way. So it's about being able to bounce back this year and be able to, because everyone has their word, their 2 cents on our team and what they think is going to happen. But it's more motivation for us to be able to, perform and do better. And I think we really will.
That's our job, to have the 2 cents. Have the 2 cents on the team to a certain point. Who's the best shooter on the team?
The best shooter on the team, man. Listen, I would say me, but I'm a humble guy, man. But man, we got an amazing team of shooters, man. Like it's hard for me to say me, man. I can't even lie to you, man. You got Seth, just being able to see Seth, just work out and shoot, man. He can shoot the ball very well. You got Tim. Tim's got an amazing shot. I could go on and on and on. Kyrie, we got a team full of shooters, so it's very cool to see.
What's it like to guard Luka?
I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it. Like at the World Cup, like, I enjoy it, the challenge, because I'm always on his team. So now it's like, all right, now I get to go against him. But I can't speak on that too much, man. We lost, so.
You had the medal the year before.
Yeah, nothing too much. Yeah.
Does Luka talk to you when you were guarding him, or?
Yeah, we definitely talk throughout the game, but it gets so competitive that it's kind of like, man, like I don't care. Like we're trying to win, so yeah.
What's something that we don't know about Luka as media, or something you learned about Luka recently?
Something nobody knows about Luka. I couldn't tell you that.
He's a good singer.
He's a good singer? Whew. Yeah, really good singer. Really good singer.
We have some rapid fire ones here at the end. Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl? If not, who is?
Cowboys. Nah, I'm a Cowboys fan now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's brought in. He's been brought in. Do you have a Jason Kidd impression or something that Jason Kidd tells you?
Give us a good Kidd impersonation.
Hi. You'll be like, you see how we play team? You just pause it one more time. Tim, you get a shot. It goes in. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. It's pretty cool how that works, right? That's my Coach Kidd. That's my Coach Kidd.
That's so good.
All
right,
pretty cool, right?
Last question. What question do you have for us or like Mavs media?
We'll answer for them and us.
Okay. What do you guys expect of the Mavs this season?
Ooh. I mean, I think it's let's go back 2 years ago to a deep playoff run to a Western Conference Finals. Let's get back to the conference finals.
It's got to be top 6, to me at least. Make the playoffs, get back, right the ship this year, and then
can't play around with that play-in tournament.
Yeah,
you got to tell us how was rookie season from last year? We talked to you in here to now this year.
Yeah,
describe the past year of your life.
Yeah, I feel like my rookie season went good. Once I, later in the season, once I start to play more, and get an opportunity and show what I could do, I feel like I took advantage of that, and I feel like my rookie season was a good season. So yeah.
You were one of the players at the end of last season. I kept saying he is not afraid. Like, there are guys that look like when Luka and Kyrie were on the floor, things were going bad. There are guys afraid to shoot. You were never afraid to shoot. Where do you get that? And like, how did you feel last year being that spot?
I feel like that's just my confidence in my abilities. I mean, just late hours in the gym. Work that I put in, just having belief in the workout I put in, and just taking it out there and translating it onto the court. So, just not being nervous, just being confident in myself. So that's really what it is. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
What
well, we saw it too. I mean,
yeah. What are the coaches telling you to improve on the most right now?
My decision making and defense. Just being able to make the right reads. Every time. And taking the right shots. They know I can score. So just sharpening up my playmaking, reads, and defensively. When I'm closing out, being able to chop out my steps and beat defenders to spots. And playing defense for showing my hands and not fouling. So that's been the main thing that the coaches have been preaching to me, and what I've been working on. Watching film with the coaches, Coach Sweeney and Coach Josh, and them breaking down film with me and breaking down other players' games that I like to watch or players' games that they think I have similarities to, that they see like I can do those type of things. So just that. Yeah.
Coach Dudley was really on you at Summer League. About being a ball handler, being the main point of attack guy. What was that experience like for you? How much do you think you learned from that?
I feel like it was a good experience. It wasn't the outcome that I really wanted, but I feel like it was good for me so I can be able to go back and watch that film and being able to learn from it and continue to develop my game. So I feel like it was good for me. So
what's something you're better at that you think you don't get enough credit for?
I feel like I'm a good playmaker. That I feel like I don't get enough credit for. I feel like I love to get my teammates involved, and just continue to get better at my reads. And I feel like people will know that he's a good playmaker. He can handle the ball, and he can run the offense.
Who's the best shooter on this team?
Me.
Anybody else?
Me.
Seth. Seth.
Me.
Seth. Tim.
Me.
Seth comes from the Curry family.
I come from the Hardy family.
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. We got some shooters though, but that's just me being confident in my abilities. But Tim, great. I mean, Tim, Seth, all great shooters, and being able to go against them guys in practice and compete against them is great. But I'm gonna say me.
Chris Arnold.
That's how I'm supposed to feel.
Chris Arnold told me he asked you who's a better ball handler, Kyrie or God Shamgod?
Yeah, he did. And it took me a while to answer that. It took me a while, but I told him, like, man, those two are some of the best ball handlers on earth. And, I told him I probably have to go with Kai just because, how it looks when he out there and the stuff that he does. But I'm a big fan of both of them. And working with Sham, it's always, good working with him and getting my handles right. And,
What's it like to guard Luka?
What it's like to guard Luka? It's fun being able to guard Luka. I'm trying to get better, so just trying to compete against him. But he big. He gonna put his big body on you, and he a tough hold. But it's fun though being able to compete against him.
What's it feel like when he gets a shoulder into you and like really checks you?
Yeah, that's not a good feeling, but. You gotta go. I ain't going out like that, so I'm not going out like that.
For the honor of the Hardy family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a good Jason Kidd impersonation?
A good Jason Kidd impersonation. I don't know. I don't know yet. I still gotta. I don't know if I got an impersonation yet.
What's something he always tells you?
Something he always tell me.
Yeah. A lot of people are coming in and saying
he just always tell me to be myself. He just always tell me to be myself and have fun. That's all he always tell me is be myself and have fun and smile.
What's something you learned about Luka last year that you didn't know before?
He like a big kid to me. He is. He like to joke around, but he cool though. I like.
Does he play pranks?
Not really, but a little bit.
Yeah. Play a prank on anybody on a flight or on a
Not
road
yet.
trip?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But
all right, last two here. Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl? If not, who is?
I mean, it would be good to see them win. I would be good for the city of Dallas. You know, I would like that. But if they don't win, I probably got the Eagles.
Okay.
Lively came in.
Who you got?
I don't know. I feel like you can't. I feel like you can't say the Eagles. Lively did the whole Eagles chant in here.
He did?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I told him. I said Dwight should start.
Changed his mind on that. He's a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Ravens fan?
I just went to the game up in this Sunday.
How was it?
I love Lamar, man. Lamar's so much fun to watch.
Man, I want to see him in person too.
You have to. You have to. All right, last question. Let's turn the tables a little bit. What's a question you have for us, or maybe Mavs media in general?
Mavs. What's the question I got for y'all? I mean, for y'all, what y'all? I mean, are y'all excited for the season? What's going on with y'all? What's up? What y'all got going on? What y'all been doing this past summer? You travel anywhere?
We've been talking about you.
I know, but he said y'all got any questions for y'all?
Yeah, man. I mean, I just celebrated 10 years with my wife, so
really?
we just did an anniversary trip. So
just
just flew in and did this media day. It's like, hey, honey, I got to talk to Jaden Hardy, so I got to fly home for my anniversary trip. So, I mean,
but congrats on that, though. That's cool.
No, we're excited about this season. After last year, we're like, can we just let's get back in the playoffs?
Yeah, for sure.
Bounce back here.
Yes, sir. Playoffs for sure.
Yep. All right, appreciate you.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just start right off the top. You look at you in high school, you at Duke, you now in Dallas. What's the biggest difference between high school Dereck Lively and Dallas Maverick Dereck Lively?
This Dereck Lively for the Dallas Mavericks has been through a lot more. He knows what it takes to go through adversity. He knows what it takes to be able to just do whatever it takes to win. That matters if it's blocks, if it's rebounds, if it's points. You got to be able to figure out and do whatever it takes.
Jason Kidd said that you came in August and have been working since then. He said you've taken big leaps since then. What are the things that they've asked you to do? What do they want you to take? And where do you think you've taken big leaps?
Definitely when it comes to, just my stamina, being able to make sure I can continuously run and talk the entire game, being able to make sure I get my teammates open, getting stronger, working on my touch, working on my free throws, my timing. There's been a lot of things we've been working on over this past couple of months, and it's definitely been working. Definitely the work works for sure.
Coach said so.
Yeah.
How's the shot? Because the pro day video comes out and you hit 14 threes in a row. I mean, we had people texting us about it, like, dude, look at these threes. This is the target for Dallas. Where's the shot right now?
So the shot's always been, we're critiquing it. We're always trying to get it better, and we're trying to work on it every day. Being able to know that since I'm stepping into the NBA, I'm not given this opportunity to shoot. I'm not given this opportunity to set screens. I got to earn it. So being able to know that I got to earn it in practice, earn it in workouts, and so on and so forth, so I can shoot it in the games is what it takes.
It felt like you shot more in high school, like the outside shot compared to Duke. How is that hard for you to hey, I shot the ball a lot, from the outside in high school, and then I play a defined role in college?
Well, it was kind of sometimes it's an eye-opener to people whenever they see me shoot. They're like, oh, okay, he knows how to shoot. He has the right mechanics. Sometimes it might not go in, but it looked good. So I know I have the right mechanics, and if I work on it continuously, it's going to only improve.
Yeah.
There's been some talk since Summer League and probably even before that, Dereck Lively doesn't know how to set a screen. What would you say to people that would come out and say that, or say he's got to work on that part of his game?
I've definitely got to work on my screens. But whenever I first got here, I thought that it was just understanding what type of screens to set for which player. Being able to know your player personnel, being able to know that some people are better at getting around the screen, better at getting around their defenders. So I don't need to set a screen. And for other players, sometimes I need to sit there and really hit somebody on the screen. Almost cursed, but
what's it like with a different guard? Like you said, it depends on who's setting the screen. So in a summer league setting where you're playing with guys that you hadn't gotten to practice with, what is that like compared to somebody you've played a lot with?
So just being able to know someone's rhythm, their timing, and being able to know what moves they're going into, if they like to go right or left, and if they're going right, are they going to go into a step back? Are they going to snake? Just being able to understand their little key factors of just what they like to do and how I can contribute my own way of doing it.
What's it like with Luka then the last couple of days?
Man, just being able to understand that if I set a screen and get him open anyway and I run to the rim, it's either a bucket for him or a lob for me or a putback for me. So just being able to know that I'm going to make sure I get him open so it makes my job easier.
Should you start?
I just got to earn it. I'm not going to sit here and say, I deserve to start, I deserve this and that. I'm going to just show y'all that every step of the way, every day, I'm going to work for it.
You've been working with Tyson a lot. If you could steal one power from Tyson to put in your arsenal, what would it be?
His mentality. Honestly, I think, he's almost 40-some years old now, and he still, has the energy of someone who's my age. Being able to know that when I watched his game, he was always either talking to his teammates on the defensive end. He was always making sure that he got his teammates back, and whenever it's time to tear off the rim, he tore off the rim. Just being able to know that if I try to follow in his footsteps, it's a bright future ahead.
You're really into Jurassic Park. It's something that we found out in the draft process.
Definitely.
Knowing everything you know now,
definitely.
Park, Jurassic World, all that. If a Jurassic Park existed, would you want to go there?
I mean, that's a very hard question because, it's gonna go bad eventually. So I got to make sure I get there before everything go worse. I'd probably say that, but I'd be an investor. With
the liability insurance,
I'd make sure that everything went out all right. I'd make sure that everybody got out alive, no one get eaten.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Very hard. I'd either do a Spinosaurus, Brachiosaurus, or I'd say a Apatosaurus. Honestly, I like the real big dinosaurs. Yeah. Dinosaurs. As a kid, that reminded me of myself.
All right, we're gonna do some fun rapid fire ones here at the end. Can you give me a Jason Kidd impersonation?
He's a real laid back dude. He's real go easy, but he's not afraid to just be like, hey man, you're screwing up. You're screwing up. You better fix it.
Does he have a thing he always says to you?
I'm still trying to figure out his little sayings, his little meanings, and it's just being around him every day. I still got to get to know him. You know what I'm saying?
Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl?
If not, who?
EAGLES Eagles. I'm from Philly, y'all. I love Eagles, but I'm gonna be a Cowboys fan when the Cowboys play anybody else. But when the Cowboys play the Eagles, I'm an Eagles fan.
All right.
And like that, Derek Lively lost the fan base.
Dwight should start. Just kidding. All right. Real quick about Luka. What's it like to guard Luka?
Hard, very hard. He's just gonna sit there dribbling, laughing at you. And then he's gonna get a bucket wherever way he wants to. If it's a shot, a little slow step, a little floater, or he's just gonna figure out a way to make you look another way so he can go the other way.
What's something you just learned about Luka this week?
He's a funny guy. He's like a big kid. I've learned that everybody around here has got a big character, and everybody's kind of like a big kid. So I fit right in.
All right, I got two last ones at the end. Who's the best shooter on the team?
Tim. I'd definitely say Tim.
Okay. Last one. What's the question you have for us?
Or Mavs media in general.
Mavs media. How often y'all be? What app do y'all be on the most for media? Looking for content. Do you be on Twitter? Do you be on Facebook? Do you be on Instagram? Where do you find all of your media outlets?
It's all media are on Twitter. It feels like that's the congregating place. Mm-hmm. I know all the players are on Instagram.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And so I follow players there, media on Twitter, and then YouTube. We're on YouTube a ton.
Yeah, YouTube. Sure. It's like YouTube and Twitter or X, whatever you want to say. I don't really mess with Facebook anymore.
Oh, thank God. Facebook is going on the down low.
Yeah, that's out. And TikTok.
They came out with those glasses yesterday. Did you see those? Where you can live stream with your glasses.
That's terrible.
So someone could just be walking around and all of a sudden this is live stream. That's crazy.
I also want to be known that I've been very vocal that Derek Lively should be starting day one. So don't want to make it feel awkward for Derek.
Why would that make him feel awkward?
Well, I'm just saying.
Support it.
I hope he's right. I hope he's right.
Hey, man, thank you so much. It's good to meet you. Welcome to Dallas.
Appreciate you.
We're excited to have you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
It's been great. I love media days.
Really?
I do. It's one of my favorite days.
I feel like anybody asks, I'm like, all right, how you doing?
I enjoy it. It's like being a wrestler or something. Get to do a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Why Dallas? How are you? It seems like you are really excited about being here. It seems like this is the place where you want to be and show yourself that you can get back in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Rotation. And what about Dallas?
Well, Dallas they showed that they wanted me. They showed they wanted me to be a part of this team and felt like I could bring something here. And they told me to make sure I was in the best shape possible. I feel like I did that. And, just looking forward to the opportunity. Want to get out there, help this team win.
What was the reason why you fell out of the rotation in Sacramento?
I just think, once you make a trade for an all-star like that, and you kind of, just restructure things around them. That's kind of how the business goes, kind of how the team thing goes. And so, sometimes you just left the odd man out. It's really nobody's fault. It's just how it goes. So, it was a better opportunity for me here, and I'm happy to be here.
You've really thrived in your career with a ball handler that can hit you on the lobs, the pick and roll, that kind of stuff. You and Tyrese Halliburton had a really good connection. What's it like with Luka now, or have you had a chance to play with Luka, and what's it like to?
Man, I've played with Luka a few times in the training camp, and just the way he controls the pace of the game, knows when to hit you, the exact moment when to hit you, knows how to get the defense off you with a fake just so you can be open. Yeah. I mean, he manipulates the defense in so many different ways. Like, it's a ton of fun playing with him, and I'm looking forward to even more.
So you're one of the elite rollers in the NBA. What is it about that skill? What do you do that maybe another player that isn't an elite roller?
I think for me it's all about the timing and the chemistry you have with the guard. Knowing how they like to play, the pace they like to play at, what's going to be the window for you to get the ball and go up there and score, or you got to kick out. It's kind of just knowing those things in advance. You really have to understand the guard you're playing with, as well as understand the defense you're going against, and what they're looking to take away and what they're looking to give you. And so I think that for me, I watch a lot of film, especially in the pick and roll, just to know what my looks are going to be and what I can do in that moment, and it's helped me get better.
Why should you start?
I just feel like I can offer a lot to the team. I feel like I offer a lot to the team. Starting, that's not really my job to pick things like that. I just go out there and just do what they tell me and make it work, whatever way I can make the team win. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
You look back at those 2019, 2020 seasons, probably your best seasons in the league. What worked so well in those two seasons?
I just think, like he was talking about earlier, we had Ty. He was a big-time pick-and-roll ball handler, and I think me and his chemistry was just something that was very, very, underrated at that time. We were one of the best pick-and-roll tandems in the league. So I just feel like everything kind of culminated, and I learned the game. I learned how to watch film more at that time. Like, it's just so many things that I was learning, and everything kind of meshed together well.
You've been here a little while, not long. Who's the best shooter on this team?
Best shooter on this team, Seth Curry, by far. It's amazing to watch him do shooting drills, honestly. So it's definitely him to me.
His brother says he's the best shooter in the family. That's coming from a place.
He won't get no argument from me based on what I've seen. So
when it comes to guarding Luka, what's it like to guarding?
Man, it's almost like a torture chamber, but you kind of just try to force him to be uncomfortable, which is something he rarely is. Like, he just plays at his own pace, always comfortable, knows what his looks are. Like, he's truly an unstoppable force in this league.
Yeah, what's an uncomfortable place for Luka?
I couldn't even tell you. You try to pressure him, try to take him out of his looks. He finds a new look. He just knows how to play the game so well. Knows where everybody is on the court at once, and his IQ is just next level.
What's it like to now be on the same team with Kyrie and know that that's somebody you're going to be playing with?
Man, it's amazing. I've been watching Kyrie since he was at Duke, and so to get a chance, see him up close, see his workouts up close, I think he's probably the most skilled basketball player I've ever seen in my life. And so just to get a chance to work out with him, be on the floor with him, it's a tremendous opportunity, and I don't take it for granted.
From the outside, what did you see at the end of this Dallas Mavericks season? It didn't go the way that they expected at all. Now coming in, what did you think happened to them, and how can you guys make it different?
I mean, it's so many things that can go wrong during the season, and, you never really could know. But I know one thing they emphasized to me was making sure I brought a mindset to rebound and protect the rim. I know that's two weaknesses that were big last year, and that's something when they traded for me, they let me know right away, this is what we need you to do. So I think just for me, that's trying to shore up and help the team in that area, and I feel like we can be better in those areas.
Yeah, rebounds are really important.
They are important.
Yeah.
Can you give us a good Jason Kidd impersonation?
Let's see. You guys all right? You guys good? You guys good? Okay. You guys see the film. This is the film. Okay, we want to watch. Okay, how you guys feeling though? I need you to respond to me. I don't like looking at empty faces. Say something. Do you guys feel good? Yes. No? Yeah, okay. Now let's get into it. Here you got to be in your spot. Do you feel like you need to be in your spot? Yes, no?
We're gonna go through a whole film session.
But I mean, he's nailed the tone of it.
Yeah, and the like pentameter. Keith said the same thing about he has to get a response.
Oh yeah, if you don't respond to him, he's gonna keep asking you. Like
who's getting called out the most in film sessions?
He's calling out everybody. I think the last person I can remember was Grant because he went up for a lob and missed it or something like that. I think
the one where he fell down on the ground.
Yeah. That's the one. He kind of went in on him for that, but. Any given practice session, he'll call somebody out. So, yeah, he has no problem, letting you know and holding you accountable.
What's something you've learned about Luka since coming here?
That he's hilarious, for real. Like, he has a joke for everything, a joke for everybody, a joke for every drill. Like, I mean, it's nonstop. Just dude is hilarious. So, I think that's funny getting to know him a little bit more off the court.
He comes across as honestly with Dirk. Now, Dirk leaving and Luka now taking up that mantle, man. It's the same.
All right, we got a couple last ones here. Are the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl? And if not, who is?
Well, the Bears aren't, so I don't have
I didn't say first pick in the draft.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with Dallas winning because my Bears aren't doing anything. So I'm going to say yes.
They are doing things.
Not the things we want to see right now.
There are things happening to the Bears.
I haven't seen the things I wanted to see, but I'm going to rock with them to the end. But I can see Dallas pulling it off.
Yeah. All right, last one for you here. What question, let's turn the table here. What question would you have for us or Mavs media in general?
I think a question, besides scoring, what do you guys think is the most impactful stat on the basketball court?
That's a good question.
Well, we joked about rebounding earlier because he had a whole thing during the Mavs playoff run where he's like, rebounds don't matter. They can lose the rebounding battle and still win.
They matter,
and
yes.
so
it
people
wasn't
keep
the
bringing that up.
tell-all, yeah.
Are you looking at individual player stats or team stats?
You can give me individual and give me team. What you think the most?
Team stats, I'm always looking at defensive rating. I'm looking at how you can you keep a good defense? Is it good against a team that are you limiting them enough?
I love looking at player combination stuff. I love looking at when you and Luke are on the floor together on some on-off numbers that the two-man combo, some of the three-man combos. I love seeing some of those.
Okay,
that's kind of like a go-to.
Okay, you guys got a little bit more knowledge than the rest for sure. Nah, that's big time. That's big time.
All right, that's it, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Man, welcome to Dallas.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, good to meet you. Why Dallas? What made Dallas become the place where you wanted to come?
Honestly, I say this all the time. I was supposed to be here 4 years ago, but we just never made a deal. Never pushed through on a trade deadline about it, and I just feel like it was just destined. The time was now.
What happened that day?
We thought it was done. We thought it was done.
It was you, Dragic, Kelly Olynyk, something in those. I don't know what was happening, but did you think you were heading to Dallas that day?
No, for sure. But I just didn't know at the time, but didn't happen. So
yeah, now here you are.
I'm glad I'm here now.
What's the appeal of playing with a Luka Doncic?
That makes life a lot easier, honestly. I mean, him and Kai, they both attract so much attention, and they're both willing passers to just facilitate when they see two. So it's so easy to just get a spot shot or cut to the lane behind my man trying to go double and get a wide open layup or a wide open dunk. So life is great when they're on the floor.
What role do you see yourself playing this year?
Obviously, probably the primary defender. Always on the best guy. Knocking down threes whenever my shots are given, and attacking closeouts and finishing, creating for other players whenever I get to the rim. Because everybody knows that I dunk a lot, and that attracts a lot of attention in the paint. So obviously, I got to sometimes make the right pass, and I feel like that's what my game's gonna be.
I feel like a lot of people have talked about your shot. How have you grown in that over the last couple of years? Your percentage has gone up, but what steps are you taking, and what have you taken since last year?
For me, I just make sure every rep I take is mindful. It's not about the amount of shots you get up. It's just about the ones that you get up that are the perfect reps. And I try to replicate everyone the same. If I feel something different, I got my coach I talk to, but for the most part, I just try to shoot the ball the same every time.
What's it like to guard Luka?
I mean, before I came here, it was crazy. I mean, he's a different talent. He plays at his own pace. He don't really let you speed him up. And I mean, for me, I felt like that was my one thing going against him. That was always so tough. I never could speed him up, never could get him off his own rhythm. And it's crazy to see that he plays like that.
What's it feel like when he gets a shoulder into you, gets some speed behind him and just hits you?
I ain't gonna lie, I really don't be bumping people like that. I try to keep my arms away, keep my body away, because I don't wanna put it in the ref's hands to call a foul on me and possibly get me out the game with early foul trouble. So I mean, for the most part, I mean, he is a strong individual though. He's also 6'6", 6'7". So it's very tough to guard that at the point guard position, especially most point guards nowadays ain't 6'6", 6'7". So yeah, you really got to battle down there with him.
What's something that you've learned about Luka over the last couple days you've been here, or a week or so? What's something you didn't know?
That I didn't know? That he's really a big kid. He plays a lot.
Like the third person to say that about him.
No, like he plays a lot. I mean, it's everybody on the team though.
Yeah.
Like we all joke a lot. We all have fun. But we're serious at moments where we need to be serious. But for the most part, everybody is just playing around. Everybody love each other. Everybody joking. And since I got here day one, it was jokes. Like I wasn't eased into it. It was thrown right into the fire with all jokes. So,
can you give us a good Jason Kidd impersonation?
Nah, not yet. I ain't really been around Coach Kidd too much to give an impersonation yet.
Okay.
For sure.
You had to find a flat bill hat to.
It's fitted, turned around backwards.
I'm just glad he has more, because last year it feels like he wore that same Rangers one about
like
3 months.
Seafoam Rangers hat.
Yeah.
Wear
that.
Everybody has been saying. Everybody's been saying he always wants you to respond.
Yeah, for sure.
He's
the
teacher that comes in and is like, "Hello, good morning, class."
Like, how are you? Yeah, and you really got to respond. Yeah, and I haven't really been around a coach like that, but I mean, it helps. Like, it just makes sure that everybody's engaged, everybody's locked in, everybody's paying attention to what he's saying and what's going on in that moment. And I mean, I feel like it's honestly a good thing. Honestly.
He sounds like a Southern Baptist preacher, kids talk back to me. Who's the best shooter on the team?
I don't know.
The pressure's on.
Nah, ain't no pressure.
Got a lot of people that say themselves.
Yeah, I was going through that, but I ain't going through that. I ain't going.
Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway.
Just one of them.
Grant said himself and was very confident.
Not Luka.
I ain't going to say Grant. Grant can shoot, though. Grant's a great shooter, for sure. He top 5 on the team.
Okay.
Well, number 1, I don't think he's number 1.
The Curry family, that's coming.
It's tough to battle with the Curry family, but Timmy is a sniper.
Yeah.
Like, Timmy is a sniper. Can I do like a 1A, 1B?
Yeah, that's good.
It's Tim and Steph. Okay. Tim and Steph, 1A, 1B.
Tim's the 1A. You're still picking. You're gonna
make a big one.
B comes after A, so you're still putting them in an order.
All right. Here's an easier one. Are the Cowboys?
Look at how the media does that.
Are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl? If not, who?
I don't watch football.
Okay.
I respect that.
Okay.
I don't watch no other sports besides basketball.
Just basketball.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I know?
I'm about there in my life.
Do I know football? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think the Cowboys gonna win? Honestly, I really don't know. I'm in Dallas right now, so I hope they do.
Yeah.
The city gonna be crazy, but I don't know.
As long as you don't say Eagles, that's fine.
You know, it's crazy.
Uh-oh.
That's where I'm from.
I feel like we've had 3 or 4 players say Eagles today.
Grant Williams.
Grant. Somebody else did.
Hardy did, I think. We'll flip it around to you. What's a question you have for us or for Mavs media in general? We'll answer for the group.
How are the fans?
The fans are great. Do you know what MFFL means?
No.
Mavs fan for life.
Okay.
That's like an acronym. You'll see that everywhere, and it makes no sense. But
I be seeing it on Twitter. They be having their little pages and everything. Yeah, I've seen it.
I was gonna say fans are great if just in the arena, just offline.
Yeah.
Well, the fans online anywhere you can find something.
Yeah, fans online is crazy.
It's wild, man.
I won a dunk contest and I got the most hate in my life.
After the dunk contest?
On my birthday.
Oh my god!
The day of the dunk contest.
Why? Because they weren't impressed with a dunk or something?
Nah, because I beat Aaron Gordon.
Oh, okay. Well,
but it is what it is.
Yeah. Where's that trophy at today?
It's actually in my room. I play my game in. It sits behind me. So actually, I'm about to start streaming when I play my games and everything. So everybody that's watching me, they're gonna see it behind me every time. And if they got something to say, they can just type in the chat. I play 2K and I play GTA RP.
Okay. You have a channel we can plug?
Not yet. I ain't even started yet.
You gotta create that.
Kai's been streaming. He's streaming.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation with Kai about that 2 days ago.
Yeah,
asking him what made him start and everything. It's because I was thinking about doing it 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, but I just never got around to it.
You saw all that money Ninja made.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's all that whole industry.
He's I'll never have to dunk again.
Have you seen the clip of Luka showing up on somebody's stream? There's a clip of Luka. There's a guy they were playing Fortnite or something, and
Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
Overwatch. You're right. Yeah. They were playing Overwatch, and the guy goes, "Who is this?" He's like, "Oh, he's like, what do you do?" I play basketball. It's like, "Oh, nice. You play on your school team?" He goes, "Dallas Mavericks."
Oh, Luka. All right, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for sure. Thank you.
Why Dallas? Why did you decide to come back?
Unfinished business. I think if anybody remember, I tweeted something about last year and the season not going how we wanted it to go. So, felt like this was the place for me. I feel like they didn't get the best version of myself last year. I didn't get any version of me, actually, because I was injured. And then, so I just, I think this is the spot for me. I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people because I don't think people really got me on the radar of being a contributor to this team, but they'll see when it happens.
Yeah. Oh, that tweet. We heard about that tweet. There was a lot of conspiracy. Does he know? Does he know he's coming back? And then we were listing out the roster, and people don't forget, Markieff said he was going to be back.
Yeah.
And they were listen to you.
Man, it's something that we talked about before the year was over. Like I said, I felt the obligation to come back and, to give, at least I can see how I look when I'm completely healthy and, trying to win a championship, man. I think it's the best spot. And then I'm a big Cowboys fan, so I wanted to come back.
We got a Cowboys fan. I got a question for you in a second.
I got to come back so I can catch those games.
Speaking of championship, you won one with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. What can you bring from that to this team?
First and foremost, experience of knowing what it takes to win the championship. That was an odd year that we won, but just know what it takes, know what to expect. Just having guys, with the right mindset of a winning championship team. Obviously, this team has been to the playoffs, not last year, but a couple years before the Western Conference Finals. So they've been there. We've been there, but just got to get over that hump, and I'm just here to help us get over that hump.
What's the difference between Jason Kidd as an assistant and Jason Kidd as a head coach? How have you seen Jason Kidd grow, or how is he different?
He's, obviously you got to take on more ownership as a head coach. As an assistant, he's real quiet, easygoing, just coming and giving his 2 cents, but, not too much talking. As a head coach, obviously he has to be more hands-on, talk to us more. He's a no-stress coach. That's his motto. I love J. Kidd. I think he's a perfect coach, man. He's played the game. He was great at the game. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won championships on both levels. So, what could be better than that?
You're a vet on this team. Who's a vet for you early on in your career?
My first year, I had Grant Hill, Steve Nash, Sebastian Telfair, Jared Dudley, Shannon Fry. The list goes on with guys that was in this league. Great vets. I've had Tyson for a half year in Phoenix also, and I explained in the lobby, there's no better vet than you can get to Tyson. I had him my 5th year when I was in Phoenix, so I've been around a lot of great players.
Does Tyson give you beard advice?
Tyson's got I kind of stole his. He's always had a great beard from 7-8 years ago. But no, man, he's a great dude. I got to spend a lot of time with him, and he was my vet also.
What went wrong last year in Dallas?
Honestly, I came halfway through the year. I didn't feel like there was a belief that we could win it. I felt like
from where?
Just from just the way we played. Like I didn't feel like there was a real belief that we could. And this is just the players. I'm just speaking on the players. A real belief that we could, do something special last year. I think a lot of guys didn't know their roles or didn't accept the role more so than know it, didn't accept the role that they were given, and that just didn't help this team.
If you ask you a few questions about Luka. When you think back, or you think of Luka, what's something about Luka that people don't know?
That people don't know.
Or something you learned last year.
He's a super easygoing guy. He's quiet. He stayed to himself. He likes to joke a lot, but he's super easygoing. He just really, stayed to himself, and he, like I said, he jokes a lot.
Yeah. What's it like to guard Luka?
It's pretty hard because he's not the fastest guy. He doesn't jump the highest. He's not the quickest, but he has a lot of game. And he scores super easy because he has size also. So, he's deceptive at everything that he does.
What's it like when that shoulder goes into you when he's, like, driving into your
Yeah, I can take the shoulder. It's what comes after the shoulder for me. Like, I could take the bump. It's just the shifting for me. He's a great scorer, man. He score at will. It's too easy. The game is super easy for him.
Could you give us a good Jason Kidd impersonation? Josh Green just left, and he gave us an incredible.
He gave us a great,
yeah. So the bar is set high.
Yeah, can I give you a good one? I really don't have it. All I know is he always asks questions wanting the answer. So you can ask a question. Yeah, everything is. He don't like when you, he wants, JK, you right. Yeah, yes, coach, yes, coach.
He's that basketball coach from those high school movies where he's like, say yes, coach, say yes, sir.
Like, yes, sir.
Who's the best shooter on the team?
The best shooter is between me and Tim.
You and Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you and Tim shoot 100 threes. Who's making more?
I forgot about Steph, too.
And Kyrie. This team's...
Kyrie I wouldn't call him the best shooter. He just doesn't miss. I would say that. I would say between me, Steph, and Tim. It's a high volume. I would say that.
All right, I feel like we know the answer to this one, but are the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh man, what?
As a Cowboy,
we live? Yeah. Cowboys, 2024 NFL champions, 88 MVP of the Super Bowl. Dude, Big 88.
You got to do something with Lively because he did a whole Eagles chant in here.
Yeah.
He spelled it out.
Yeah, he did. Did he spell it right?
After he did that,
he was only at Duke for like 6 months.
After he did that, I said, hey, Dwight's going to start now. So
Yeah. I told him he was trying to give me some shit about being from Philly and liking the Eagles, but I told him I grew up in a time where Cowboys was America's team. Before you were born, before he was born for sure.
Yeah.
Cowboys was America's team, so I had to date him back a little bit.
All right, last one from us. Do you have a question for us, for Mavs Media? We'll answer on behalf of all of Mavs Media.
Do I have a question on Mavs Media? Okay, yeah, I do got a question. I got 2 questions.
Oh, let's go. He's starting to list.
Is Luka going to win MVP?
Yeah.
And is Kai and Luka going to play enough games to be all NBA?
Well, he got to play 65. Luka's played 65 for the most part.
Yeah.
Kai has either it's an injury or something off the court, but for them to be as good as I hope they're going to be, I think you guys will be top 6.
Yes, and yes,
they have to. They have to. Right?
All right, yeah, you do. Shit.
Yeah. So, all right. Appreciate you. Thank you. Good luck this year, man. Excited to see you.